Welcome back to News Talk. The holiday shopping frenzy is just about over, only a few hours left. While consumers may compress their shopping into the days and weeks leading up to December 25th, advertisers plan for the holiday season well in advance. Whether their pitches hit or miss can sway billions of dollars in spending. Dave Marinaccio is here. He's Chief Creative Officer at LMO Advertising, a local firm, and he's the author of Ad Men, Mad Men, and the Real World of Advertising. Welcome back. It's great to have you.
Morning, Bruce.
Good to see you, and thanks very much for coming in. This is as important a time as retailers and the shopping world have, and therefore, by extension, it is the #1 focus. Even if you pull the focus back and look at the year, this is the time of year that matters most. This is the Super Bowl for American retail.
Sure, absolutely. December is in the fourth quarter of the year, and there's certain categories of advertisers that spend virtually all their money. It doesn't seem that way because if you look over the course of the year, say electronics, iPhones and iPads and Samsung and Verizon, they spend all year long. But the amount of money they spend around this Christmas season, it just completely dwarfs what they spend the rest of the year. Jewelry stores. Every kiss begins with K. I'm sure your viewers are hearing that over and over again right now.
Please tell me that's not one of your accounts.
No, it's not. But you will see that ad nauseum this time of year. Other categories that are very big are books, of course, colognes, cars are huge. Bruce, have you ever gotten a car for Christmas?
No, but hope springs eternal, right?
Right. Neither have I. I mean, we must be on the naughty list, right? But if you look at how much car advertising there is right now, it's really phenomenal.
Oh, so like you're referencing, I think the luxury car brand. There's one I'm thinking of in particular where it always seems like there's a shot beautifully lit of a snowy driveway and the ginormous ribbon, right?
Oh, on a time.
As if.
Yes. No, I've never gotten one, and but it's obviously that's a category now that spends tremendously in December.
There is so much change, and there are new techniques being brought to advertising. There is the classic sort of spray with the water cannon and just try to get to as many people as you can with your message, with your pitch. But increasingly, and I suspect that advertising has borrowed from politics and politics is borrowing from advertising, this is a really interesting time in terms of micro-targeting. People like you, people in your world can determine from things that we click online and so things that friends we like on social media and a million things, who we are, and therefore what products, not just what products we might be in the market for and tempted to purchase, but the pitches connected to those products that can mean the difference between an actual sale and just a browse and then a moving on.
That's a really good point. If you think about television and radio, that's all bought. That inventory is all bought long in advance. Those commercials are shot in, it's Christmas in August for advertisers. So that inventory is gone. What's not gone is keyword search, paid search. And I don't want to get too into the weeds here, but it's very, very sophisticated. We have a lot of people that do it back at the office at LMO, that what they'll do is they're trying to figure out the terms right now that they can put into keyword search. So when somebody is looking up, they want gold earrings, or they want a certain cologne or a perfume for their wives, that those products will pop up first on your Google search, on your Bing search, on your Yahoo search. Also, if you've looked at your email, you are probably being spammed right to the eyebrows, right? My wife, who's a much more sophisticated internet shopper than I am, her email inbox is spammed every morning to the tune of 100, 200 emails.
And I think a lot of us have had the feeling that our email is being read. Yeah. Because you'll say something in an email, and the next thing you know, one of the little, there are levels of, depending on what service you have, you can pay for your service and have advertising free, or you can go the cheap route, as I do, and it means you have some ads. I'm amazed sometimes at the ads that pop up and how they mysteriously link to things that I might have looked at or referenced.
LMO and our advertising brethren hunt you down on the internet. Wherever you go, there's a record of that. So I tend to go to book sites a lot, okay? So I'll go on Amazon and look at books, or Barnes & Noble and look at books. So when my when a regular comes up, if I go to a football site because I'm interested in scores, I will get book ads, and I will even get specific book ads that are served to me by an ad server because they know that I'm a person who likes to traffic at barnesandnoble.com. So we are constantly taking all that information, and when you talk about micro-targeting, that's exactly what's being done. We are tracking you across the internet. We are seeing your patterns of behavior. We're seeing the kinds of products that you're interested in that you are now a potential customer for, and then we will serve you those ads no matter what site you go. If you go to the Washington Post, we'll serve you those ads on the Washington Post site. So the targeting is contextual and behavioral targeting. It's not by web. We don't pick websites and buy them anymore. We do to some degree, but mostly what we do is try to find you behaviorally and then track you and serve you ads there.
And it's pretty clear that advertisers are trying to reach people in novel ways, and that may be because of a perception of advertising clutter or fast forwarding through messages. Because, for example, you listen to a football game on the radio, and you sort of tip your hat on the one hand because there'll be a first down on the 19-yard line, and there'll be, now we're in the Castrol Oil red zone or something, or the call to the bullpen is sponsored by whomever, right?
If you want to
so that part is clever, but it can be annoying too when, the starting lineups are brought to you by, and the this and the that. I think there's the potential for the casual listener to be worn down.
If you want to talk about sponsorships, the people who are doing it phenomenally well, Star Wars. Star Wars right now is actually taking over the universe, I think, while we sit here. There will be $2 billion worth of Star Wars merchandise sold just in 2015. There'll be another $3 billion next year before they reach 1 year. That's $5 billion worth of advertising. So if you look at Jeep ads, they're being sponsored by Star Wars, or Star Wars has a sponsorship with them. Now, there's a Star Wars fruit. I was told by somebody on our media department this morning that every product that touches your life, you could completely live on Star Wars sponsored products at this point in history.
But that's just, we are seeing more tie-in, more multiple advertising than we've ever had in the past, which is an interesting phenomenon. But what's the broader impact of the Star Wars phenomenon?
Well, one of the things is they're sucking the oxygen out of the room,
I see.
and it makes it really hard to get messages through. So that's why people are turning even more to paid search and even more to ad serving and even more to spam, because that inventory of advertising that people normally buy and would put their ads on, there's going to be almost every ad pod has some kind of Star Wars tie-in in it.
Folks get gift cards like. It's just an enduring gift. It's an enduring phenomenon. So a lot of shopping, what we would call Christmas shopping really takes place in the 10 days or 2 weeks, let's say, after December 25th. So part of the strategy, I presume, is both the before and the after, because there's still money at play. All those gift cards become purchases at some point.
And the great things about gift cards is they're impulse purchases. They can happen if you walk up to a cash register, there's going to be 10 or 15 different gift cards at the cash register, because those tend to be, I'm going to spend $10, I'm going to spend $20, I might spend $50 on a gift card, but you don't really need to advertise it as much, because it ends up being, it's something that is a remnant of the olden days when point of purchase was so important. That's an impulse buy.
You mentioned Google searches, and I think you used the example of gold earrings. Right. 100 stores sell gold earrings, and yet somebody ends up at the top, and somebody ends up, when you do a web search, right. Google, whatever, search, somebody ends up first, somebody ends up second. I don't think many of us click down through 50. Right. None of us go to see who the 50th search result right. is. So there's a premium to be paid for whatever algorithm is
not only that, it's bought and sold exactly the way a 30-second commercial is bought and sold. It's called paid search. What you do is, and I don't want to get too into the weeds here, but you bid on search terms. So if you are Macy's and I am Bloomingdale's, and we both want gold earrings to pop up first on the search on Bing,
sure.
then what we will do is we will bid on that.
Wow.
And then they will give you some and me some, but they will also some people will get left out because their bids are just too low.
I knew there was secret sauce in there somewhere, but I didn't know the ingredients. Some insight from Dave Marinaccio. He's Chief Creative Officer at LMO Advertising, and he is the author of Ad Men, Mad Men, and the Real World of Advertising.
Makes a great gift.
I'll bet it does. Thanks very much for being with us today. Good to see you as always. We appreciate your time. We'll step aside. Back after this.